Now, advancement. Basically, to advance, is it Airman Third is a 1 stripe, Airman Second is 2, is that correct? And Airman First is 3?
E1, Airman Basic, there will be no stripes. And then E1, or actually E2 will be 1 stripe. So you basically just subtract a stripe for the pay grade.
I see. Okay.
See, we're both E5s, and we have our 4 stripes. So as far as the advancement aspect of it goes, from E1 to E4, it's all based strictly on the amount of time that you've been in the service.
Okay.
So you hit a certain amount of time, they promote you. After you get to E4, then you have to, we call it a promotion fitness examination. Basically, it's a test that you have to take, and they come up with a score based on how long you've been in, how long you've been in your current grade, and what you're scoring on this test to determine if you're going to be promoted.
And the enlistment is 4 years? If the first enlistment is 4 years period?
You have an option. You can do a 4-year or a 6-year.
Oh, you can?
Enlistment, yes.
Okay. And after the 4-year, or getting close to the 4-year, if you want to re-enlist, then obviously the Air Force would be interested in people continuing on.
Absolutely.
And so is there any incentives to do that? Do they give bonuses out or incentive monies to re-enlist for a 4-year, or is it a 4-year or 6-year period if you re-enlist?
It's going to depend on your career field and the time that you're coming up for your re-enlistment. You know, the needs of the Air Force change with time. So, you know, at one point we may be looking to keep more of a particular job field, so there may be a higher re-enlistment bonus at that point in time. If we have too many people in a certain career field, there's probably not going to be a re-enlistment bonus at that time. It just kind of depends on what we need and where we need people at the time of the re-enlistment.
Now, is the Air Force in need of people now today? Are you looking for recruits now? I mean, in other words, is it pressure time to get people into the Air Force?
The Air Force is always looking for good, motivated, qualified people. Right now, we're really looking for mechanics, people who do electronics, and our special forces. We're also always looking for.
All right. And special forces, can we touch on that for just a moment?
Absolutely.
What are the jobs of special forces people in the Air Force?
Go ahead.
Okay. We have the pararescue, and what they do is they go in and they go in to rescue, whether it be downed pilots or individuals that are hurt behind enemy lines. And then we have the combat controllers. What the combat controllers do is they go in and they set up airfields, and they actually do air traffic control behind enemy lines to bring in aircraft that are coming in. We have the SEER, which stands for Survival, Evade, Resistance, and Escape, and they work with the pilots or the aircrew individuals who may go down behind enemy lines, and they teach them how to survive.
I see.
And how to evade, resist, and escape. And then we have the Tactical Air Party. They actually go in with the Army Rangers, and they call in airstrikes when the Rangers need airstrikes called in.
So if somebody wanted to pursue that as part of their military service, they would say, I'd like to get into special operations. Now, they have to go through other special training, obviously, above and beyond their basic training. But how long of a period of time would that be? Would you have...
Just for an example, the pararescue that he talked about, that training can take up to 2 years. From the time they get to basic training till the time they're like fully certified pararescuemen. So it's a lot longer than most of our other career fields with the training for that, but it's highly specialized, and those guys are like fully certified EMTs, you know, so.
And what about becoming an officer? If someone enlists in the Air Force and decides, boy, you know, I think I'd like to try to be an officer, what kind of qualifications would they have to do that? Does that require a college degree?
Yes.
To become an officer?
Yes, it's a 4-year bachelor's degree. The Air Force, we get a lot of our officers from the actual enlisted side. Because, like I said, when you enter in the Air Force, you're going to have the community college of the Air Force. So we kind of force you to do college. Once people complete that community college of the Air Force associate's degree, they can transfer that to a 4-year school. And then the Air Force has a tuition assistance program that will pay for their bachelor's degree while they're on active duty. So what a lot of individuals do is once they earn that bachelor's degree, they put in an application to become an officer.
So while you're serving active duty at some station in the United States, you can go to college in your spare time, of course, and the Air Force will pay for that.
Correct.
Yeah. You know, it's interesting, and as a quick aside, and I told you folks, you gentlemen earlier, my son retired from the Air Force after 22 years, and he got a master's degree and a PhD that the Air Force paid for. So lots of good benefits there.
Absolutely.
So, gentlemen, we really want to thank you for being here today. Time just flies right by. But we're very proud of you guys, and we thank you for the service that you are providing for our country. And if you're interested in talking more about the Air Force with these gentlemen, is there a phone number that they can call, or an email address that they can address you?
Phone number is 847-524-5468. Then the email address is Shaun.McGlynn, SHAUN, .MCGLYNN, @US.AF.mil.
All right. And their office is located right here in Schaumburg, right off of Schaumburg Road, and they were just telling me they're going to be moving, but not very far away. The Walgreens on Schaumburg Road, is that right?
Correct.
Okay.
Another option would also be you hop online, go to airforce.com, and plug your information in there, and that will refer you to the local recruiter in your area. So.
All right. Well, thank you so much, gentlemen. I really appreciate your being here today and sharing this information with us. And as I said, we're very proud of the United States Air Force. There's no question about it. Thanks again for being here today.
Thanks for having us. Appreciate it.
Okay, we'll cut away to a commercial.